I really thought of getting into aviation. So yeah, I've learned quite a lot.
I'm working for the Civil Aviation Authority. I'm an airport rescue and firefighting service inspector, where we check the airports in terms of compliance. Operators at the airports, they follow all the procedures, the regulations are set up and all international standards.
Because inside the smoke you cannot get oxygen, so your lungs will require oxygen.
Kukhona abantu ababa paralyzed.
It's a complex industry. I never knew. I always thought the only people who were participating in the airline industry were the pilots only. But today I learned that there were many different types of careers you can do. I think I am gonna try being an engineer, the aeronautical engineer.
Incredible. I've never known there's so many things behind aviation. I always just thought it's for pilots, for crew and the maintenance workers. I never thought it went beyond that. So the experience has been amazing. And aviation, I might get into it.
One of the reasons why I take on a role like this is to afford the opportunity to learners the opportunities that I wasn't really given when I was younger. So I like to see them prosper, I like to see them grow, and what more better way to give them that opportunity through, expose like this.
The purpose of the International Civil Aviation Day is to help generate and reinforce worldwide awareness of the importance of international civil aviation to the social and economic.
I think just in 2021-2022 financial year, we visited 348 schools and we saw about 27,000 learners. And, we're opening them up to a new world of civil aviation, a world that they would ordinarily not know about, because you'll have an appreciation that at school level there is no subject about civil aviation. So quite often, if you are a child in a rural area, you wouldn't even come across a single identity point where you say, oh, this represents a civil aviation. Because if you are in a deep rural area, for instance, you might not even have a pilot in your area. There might not be an airport. There might not be an air traffic controller. So it becomes a new world altogether opening up in front of your eyes. Does everybody have a pamphlet?
One of the reasons we are here too is just to stimulate and to actually make our people, particularly young ones, aware of the careers in aviation and the opportunities that are there. We do that as the Department of Transport through bursaries.
It's very easy to engage with kids when kids can relate to you. Because I'm a young South African girl who grew up in the South African streets, it was very easy. I told them just as genuine as I could be. I told them my story, told them how I got to work for ATNS, told them of the bursary program, which is the biggest thing we push, because a lot of us, and that's the situation, is that we need the bursaries. And that's how I am now employed by ATNS, have been employed by ATNS since I was 18.
Most of our state-owned companies have academies. Like I indicated, Air Traffic Navigation has an academy that trains air traffic controllers. So it happens in-house, and it is one of the best academies in the world. In fact, I think it's number one in the world. But we also have academies in AXA. They are training the mechanics, those that will actually check before any aircraft can take off or land, and they do that. So we're training them in-house, but we also work with our tertiary institutions, because that will help us to have the generation that will take over from those that are actually aging within the sector. So yes, that is the aim.
The exposure is the difference. If you're exposed to something, then you're able to get into it. I was only exposed to aviation once I started in aviation. Because I actually remember when I was interviewed for this bursary, I literally had to sit and Google what an air traffic controller was and have a full understanding of it. And even through the interview, I couldn't fully grasp it. Now that I'm in the position and I'm actually working for ATNS, the one thing I will never stop doing is exposing young kids. I didn't have the privilege of having finances to go to varsity as soon as I finished school. But what I did have control of was making sure that my matric marks were good enough to get me a bursary anywhere. So put in the work and control what it is that you can. Everything else, through hard work, will be yours.